Already sent.
Good evening, guys. Mario,
What's up,
what's up,
everyone?
bro?
How you been, bro?
Oh, doing pretty well, man. Doing pretty well. It's been a great week.
Yeah, it
So,
is
are we
indeed.
live? Yes, we are live. Let me double check. Doing pretty well, man. There you go.
Perfect.
So, good evening, guys. We're live for you. What a crazy market. So, yeah, let's wait a bit for the stream to catch up. And so, bro, another bloodbath across the board today.
Yep, yes,
What are your
sir.
thoughts? So the market just keep on falling and falling and falling and falling, and at some point, the easiest way to make money throughout the, let's say, last 3 or 4 weeks,
Hmm.
has been buying puts, and
Oh, yeah.
most of us have been making
Hmm.
good money via put options. I have also been taking trades to the upside, obviously,
Hmm.
taking advantage of the volatility.
Hmm.
And today we had another very nasty day. I'm gonna try to pull up here the indices, the close of the indices to let the guys know. So hold on for a second. Oh, I lost you here. Hold. Okay, so red day across the board. Russell 2000 goes down 2.35%. Nasdaq goes down 2.84%. Dow goes down 1.54%, and the S&P 500 went down 2.11%. By the way, Mario, let me tell you something. So the NDX was 1 point away from hitting its 52-week low. So we can say that that's unfinished business. 1 point away, bro. Unbelievable. Oil went
Uh,
down today 0.72%. All the indices closed way in the red. Let me pull up here the sectors. Sorry, the sectors closed way in the red. Oh, so there's an exception to the rule over here. The energy sector closed flat. But other than the energy sector, the other 10 sectors got absolutely killed today. Most of the sectors went down more than 1%. So, what do you think? Are we still going to go lower? Is there a
uh,
relief rally coming up?
I'll
So,
be watching for tomorrow's close, which also marks the weekly close as well. If
mhm,
they pull some shenanigans and close the week above 272 tomorrow,
mhm.
the 272 is also like the weekly 200 SMA in QQQ as well. Let me
Yeah,
share
you want
my
to pull it up
screens.
there? Let
Yes,
me
sir.
let me say
Yes,
hello
sir.
to the guys. Cape Cod Breezy, what's up? Amit Bhakta, Travis, CPI tomorrow. No, tomorrow we have the
PCE, yeah.
PCE, correct. That is
Yep.
going to be a report that is going to be moving the markets. It comes out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what the
Yes, sir.
markets are waiting for is an increase of 0.5% month over month. If you
Hmm.
guys do the math, and I told you this in my live stream last Monday, this is a very bad figure, Mario. So 0.5% times 12, that's 6% year over year. Terrible,
Yeah.
terrible,
I
bro.
mean, it's they're just looking at the rate at which it changes instead of like it's going up or down, doesn't matter to them. It's the rate at which it's increasing or decreasing which matters to them. That's apparently that's what Pavel meant by transitory.
Yeah.
According
Now,
to
now,
transitory, it means the rate at which it's been going up,
now
it's
you're
not going to be
sounding
the
like a
same.
bull.
It's going to stall. Nah, I'm not a bull. Like
No, no.
I
We
believe.
all know that. We all know that. Oh, yeah, for sure.
My thesis is we have already peaked on inflation. I mean, inflation expectations are coming down, at least for now.
Mhm.
So we might, the Fed is being more aggressive, so we might lead more into a deflationary side of things rather than getting more inflation. I mean, that can change, of course, if let's say like you wake up in another a week or so and then you see oil prices above 90 or above 100 again, then yeah, I'm wrong. That's it. We are going to go into a stagflation, not inflation or deflation. So it's
Gotcha.
going to be a cyclical story.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take quite some time for
Mm-hmm.
inflation to go lower. But
Yep.
let's say, Mario, I'm talking about the report itself. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
that, and now that you pulled up the triple
Mm-hmm.
Q chart, so what
Mm-hmm.
happens if we get a, say, 0.7% increase month over month tomorrow? So let's say that the reaction of the market is negative to the report.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What
So
um, what would you tell us in terms of the triple Q?
for me right now, 269 is the line in the sand. That's the June lows. That's the literal lows of June. If you see the candle from June 16th, the lows was 296.28. We see the lows of today, it's 268.
270. Okay.
268.84 is the lows of today. June lows is 269.28. We actually undercut the lows of June, and then they got it back higher. So we actually logged a new 52-week low, by the way, in QQQ, and then like they pushed the tape back up, but still made a new low, closed under the lows of the last few days. But tomorrow's close is important. So if they pushed it higher,
absolutely. It's the last day of the month. And
last day of the week as well.
What would you say if a bull argues that that's a double top? Sorry, a double bottom, a textbook double bottom. What would you say there?
I would say it's not a double bottom until you get a confirmation.
What will be the confirmation? Bursting above what?
Confirmation will be breaking above this neckline, the top of this. You see the bottom over here, right? Which is at around 270. And they went all the way and got rejected at that one area, right?
230.
Now that is the neckline, and they broke under it. So if we want a confirmation of this, the price got to go all the way up and then recapture this, come back, run a test, and that's your entry. Now that's a confirmed double bottom, and then you can just measure this length over here, the entire length, and then like place it up top of it. That's your measured move.
Gotcha. So no double bottom over here, and
technically we can just a bounce from an important area, sort of
correct
thing.
Yeah, this is a previous support, correct. And in my opinion, Mario, there's unfinished business when it comes to the NDX, the Nasdaq 100. You guys should already know that Triple Q basically tracks the Nasdaq 100, and in the case of the NDX, the 52-week low hasn't been hit yet. So that's some sort of unfinished business. But
in NDX,
yeah, we didn't hit the 52-week low. We missed it today by 1 point, Mario. Unbelievable. Take a look at that. 1 point, bro. In the NDX, it is like 11,000. We missed it by 1 point, so that's unfinished business. We can make the case. And today's close was very poor in the S&P 500. We closed below.
In NASDAQ as well, both in NASDAQ and in S&P 500. It's like,
absolutely.
If you see the last few days, right? Last few days, they went on range with a low of, or you can see it here, somewhere around 11,175. Today, they actually undercut it and closed under that range. So it's not a good sign, but let's see if they gap it higher tomorrow. We are sitting at a critical spot. The 200 SMA is right at where the price is in the weekly charts. If they undercut it and close under June lows, things are going to get really bad, but I won't be surprised. I mean, considering the trend, I wouldn't be surprised at all. So let's see.
Do you think that we can have a rally tomorrow if the
equally possible,
the PCE happens to come out better than expected, say 0.3, 0.2?
Equally possible, because you're sitting at an important spot, and tomorrow is the weekly close as well. So if they push it higher and held on to this 200 SMA as support, NASDAQ could rip to the upside. So it's possible for a dead cat bounce at least.
It's on the cards, so we cannot rule it out.
On the cards, yeah.
Even though from a technical standpoint, everything seems to signal that more downside is coming up from a technical standpoint, but we cannot rule out the bullish scenario either, right? So you guys have to be ready to take trades to either the upside or the downside. So guys, what stocks do you want us to go over? We have a bunch of stocks.
Let's go over the chats for now. Like, how are you? I'm good. Hey, everyone.
Yeah, Travis, Laredo, Curtis, Texas. What's up, bro? Mark Rodney, Amit Bhakta, Cape Cod Breezy. There you go. Gerardo Sandoval, what's up, bro? Hello, everyone from Laredo, Texas. What's up, bro? Hello from North Carolina and hello from Connecticut, right?
Yes, hello from Connecticut.
There you go. So, Ann wants to go over Amazon. This is the first stock that we are being requested today.
All right.
So let us know, guys, what stocks do you want us to go over?
Right.
Cassandra Esther Charles. Hi. Hello, all of you. So we have a laundry list here of stocks. There you go.
Yes, sir. So let me remove this one off so you can see it. So yeah, so Amazon for the past few days been holding on to that 113 level.
Mm-hmm.
So if they break under 113, we can easily come down to fill this gap. There's some small gap over here at 110. They can come down to 110 to fill this gap. Under 110, watch out for 109.07. So those are the important levels to watch out for if this bear flag broke down tomorrow. If we get a ripperoni to the other direction, you got to watch out for the 5-day moving average, which is at 116. Above this, we can easily get up to like 118.50 or all the way to the 100 SMA at 120 to the upside.
Yeah, if that support
Pretty
happens to be,
simple.
yeah, if that support happens to be taken out, I might be grabbing puts, Mario. That
Yep.
$114, right? I think that
Mm-hmm.
I mean Amazon is another stock that has held up, um, let's say in a decent way. But if that support happens to be taken out, then
Mm-hmm.
I can see this stock
All
going
the way to
down,
right test
yeah,
to
going back
102
to
again.
down to $104, right?
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
we can make the case at the same time that if Amazon, Tesla, and Apple happen to
Mm-hmm.
pay a visit to the June lows, to
Mm-hmm.
their respective June lows, then we
Mm-hmm.
are easily looking at we're looking at the S&P 500 maybe paying a visit down to 3,500 uh,
34.
or 30. There you go, 3,400, even better. So
Yeah, because if I show you something, right, let me see.
okay.
If you see the September highs, which is somewhere at around 358.50, that's
Mm-hmm.
the September 2020 high. That level is important because price tested this spot and then had a massive pullback all the way to like, let's say what, it's like almost 30, 40
Yeah,
point drop. That level is important.
that
And
was
if
a
you go
that
all the
that
way,
yeah, that's a previous high back from I think
September
September of 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So from
Yep.
that high, we saw a 10% correction in the S&P 500. So that's a very
Yep.
important spot. Very important spot.
Hmm.
I remember that correction
Hmm.
pretty well. Yeah, pretty, pretty,
Yep.
pretty well back
So
in
that
2020.
so it was a bull market, huh? Like it's all of a sudden just whack, 10% gone, poof. And then bro, they got it back immediately though. That's the funny thing. Like
Yeah,
every
we had
single
the
time they sold
yeah
it off,
because
like
the markets had the
V-shaped recovery.
cocaine. They had the
Yes,
cocaine.
sir.
So 10%
Mhm.
down. Let's go higher. The Fed is with us. So Isaac is asking, I'm holding an AMD bag, average $75. Any chance if we get a mini bull rally, it can move up so I can get out? Okay, the first thing that I gotta tell you, Isaac, do not average down. Please do not do it. AMD is a phenomenal company, so don't get desperate in order to get rid of that bag. As you say, $75 is a very good price on AMD. This is a very good company, very well established. So don't panic. And unless you're about to get a margin call or something like that, or if you need the money to pay some bills, so none of you guys should be using money to pay bills in order to buy stocks. But unless you don't necessarily need that money, chill out. And AMD is eventually going to come back unless you prefer to apply stop loss and move on. So is AMD ever going to go back to $75? Yeah, it's definitely it is going to happen eventually, but we don't know how soon that is going to happen, right? So I
Mhm.
think that AMD might be going or might pay a visit down to $60, Mario. So you have the chart
59.
over there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
58.91. So if you're already holding AMD, as long as it's shares, I don't think you have to worry about anything. If you want to
Correct.
buy more, if you want to, that's totally up to you. You can do it at 58.98. You can add more over there and then just leave it be. Don't touch it again. So as long as it
Mm-hmm.
shows your strength. So I don't know with what intention you got into AMD. If it's for long term, I don't know why you're panicking at this moment because if
Yeah.
you're in long term, you got it for a reason, and
Yeah. Um,
that reason doesn't change because the price dropped like
no,
10
and let
dollars
me
or something.
let me tell Isaac something. I am holding a bag on AMD. I purchased shares at 72 bucks. I purchased 150 shares. This is a company that I like. I think that that's a fair price for AMD. So I am no longer adding more shares until buyers show up. So um, I would strongly recommend to you not adding more shares and just wait. This is a good company, and we are in the middle of a very important correction in the markets or crash or whatever you guys want to call it. So don't panic. And I mean, I hope for you not to be holding call options, maybe out of the money that expire 1 or 2 weeks out. So if you're holding
Mhm.
shares, you're fine. If you're holding a call, depending on the expiration date, you could be considering applying a stop loss here, obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean, with options, I'm not sure why we'll even pick an option at this point. It's better to just like go with shares. If you're stuck with shares at $75, I mean, it's fine. It's not going to disappear from your account after a while. So you can just, if you want to add more, and you can just add more at $59, and that's going to be a good risk to reward for you to take. That level is a good level to take the risk on, because if I go back to AMD here,
Yep. Yep.
that there is a gap which is opened long back, long ago, somewhere around 2020, which is from $63 to $61. So if they come down tomorrow, they can fill this, and they can go all the way down to run a test to this infamous 58.90 zone. So if you want to add more, that's a decent spot for you to take the risk at. That's been the highs of before COVID as well, before the COVID crash happened. So it's up to you. If you want to take the risk over there, you can take the risk over there. And if they fall under it, you can always cut your losses and you can look for better entry, or you, depends on your risk management. You can do what
Yeah, it's
suits
a
your portfolio
when
best.
when you see most of the charts out there, Mario, it's amazing, right? How the markets have been erasing all of the COVID-19 gains, which
Mm-hmm.
were fake gains fueled by the Federal Reserve, fueled
Yep.
by a Federal Reserve that brought interest rates down to zero and that started to buy bonds at $120 billion per month. So the markets are
Yep.
kind of erasing those gains. That's why some people say out there that this crash it might be coming to an end whenever we visit the COVID-19 previous high, which is
Possible.
something at around 3,400 or $340 on the
Mm.
SPY. He says, "I'll be patient. Thanks God. I only got
And
AMD
so
shares, not options." Says Isaac. Okay,
that's
that's
better.
good.
Not bad.
Apple.
All right. So
Drew.
let's go
Yeah, let's
over.
go over Apple.
All right.
Hey
You want
guys,
to go
I
over
closed.
Apple?
No. Go ahead. You do it. I closed a short on
Yeah.
Apple today. I ended up making $1,800. So we ended up. It was a very successful trade that I closed today. That made my day, obviously. So
So you
yeah,
went
go ahead.
short with shares, right? Not with options.
No, with shares. I borrowed 200 shares at $151, and today I decided to buy back the shares and gave them back to give them back to my broker, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So you short sell. You actually
Yeah, I
short
short
sell
sold
100
Apple.
shares. All right.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
1,800 bucks. Yeah. Go ahead.
with Apple, 142.50 was important. They cut underneath to run a
Mhm.
test to that 140 area, which is another important level, and then closed above the 142.50. So tomorrow, if they open under the level of 142.50, they can come all the way down to run a test to the lows of today, which is currently at 140. Undercutting 140 open stores for running a test to the bottom of that 2021 October lows, which
Yeah,
is at
that's
around
138.
138,
Yeah.
138.97.
That's a price in
So,
which Mario, if I
mhm,
happen to confirm that
mhm,
support at around
mhm,
138
mhm.
with a very well defined support on the S&P and the NDX, I might be going long over there.
Do you
138.
do you
The,
see
the,
this from June?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It was broken.
That's that
Hmm.
that was actually my when Apple was here somewhere around this area.
Hmm.
That's when I took my the 50 shares long on Apple on June,
Okay,
and then like I dumped it around here somewhere around that 154 155 area.
that's fine. That's fine. It wasn't good
So
long. Correct. Good. Agree on that. So
I should
if
go
someone
ahead, go
wants
ahead.
to buy put, let's say that our friend Gerardo is asking for Apple, right? No. Who's asking for Apple?
Drew was
Drew. There you
asking
go. So let's say
Diana
that Drew
D.
wants to buy put tomorrow. What would be the plan on Apple?
Gonna buy puts tomorrow. Wait for it to break under 142.50, or if you want to be conservative, you can wait until 142 to break under, and you can trade it to 140 or 139. And if it breaks under 139, watch out for 137 to be the next level to watch out for. So let me repeat it again. 142.50 is important. Breaking under 142.50 might open doors for 140 again. Breaking under 140 opens doors for 137. So this is
And
pretty simple
always,
chart to trade.
yeah, and always keep in mind, guys, this is a one direction market. So if you want to buy puts of Apple, you cannot buy puts of Apple with the S&P 500 and the NDX going higher. So before
Mhm.
taking any trades, you need to monitor, you need to follow up on the S&P 500 and the NDX, okay?
Yeah.
So 99% of the stocks out there are just mirroring whatever the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500 are doing. So that's basic. And on top of that, there are some other mechanical aspects or indicators that you need to keep a close watch on. The Dixie, the US dollar, TNX, the 10-year Treasury yield, the VIX. So in order to take quick trades or in order to take day trades, you need to be aware of a bunch of indicators or a bunch of indices that you need to keep a close watch on before starting any trade based on any support or resistance of any given stock. So that is something that you need to keep in mind. That's what professional
Okay.
traders do. Okay. Pull
So
up here
can
live
we
chat. There you
talk
go.
about, can we talk put a little bit? I'm still paying attention on the chat, listening to everyone, every live, trying to understand. I'm still lost. I'm sorry, do you want us to explain what a put option is? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Charles, if I'm understanding it right?
Can we put a little bit? Can we talk? Can we talk put a little bit?
Mhm.
Cassandra says, still paying attention to the chat and still listening to every live. Trying
All
to
right,
understand.
so
Yeah, that's
so
fine. Just trying.
let him explain what he actually asked, and we'll go over this. Could you give me an example of a candle with the volume after the
Mm-hmm.
15-minute chart going to
Going
long or
long and
short?
short. Mm-hmm. What
Hmm.
what
What?
chart did you use to day trade, bro? I am an old school guy. I am doing 1 day, 1 minute, bro. I am doing 1 day,
Nah.
1 minute. So I wouldn't be taking day trades
Mhm.
using a 15-minute chart. I mean, that's not my style. So if that works
Hmm.
out for you, that's fine. I was right. So
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
Now he's asking like, could you give me an example of the candle with volume after a 15-minute chart going
Mm-hmm.
long or I couldn't understand this
Yeah.
question to be honest.
What chart do you use, Mario, in order to day trade? 1 day, 1 minute, 5 minute chart. What do you use?
I usually use 3 minutes and five
Okay.
minutes if to for setting up the entry. I
Okay.
don't technically use 1 minute time frame a lot. The
Okay.
only time which I use the 1 minute is the last 5 minutes and the market is about to close.
Okay.
3 minutes and 5 minutes I've been working on pretty good.
Good. Good. Perfect. There you go. We already went over the Apple. So, is there any chance of AMC seeing $10 by end October, beginning November? Do you want to go over AMC, Mario?
I'll keep it as unbiased as
I
possible.
lost track of AMC, so I don't. I mean, yeah, I haven't taken a look at this stock since quite a long time.
Let me
So,
see, just a minute.
yep.
So AMC, oh my God, $7.
Hey,
Oh,
did you see what they do this week, Mario? So
did
they
they?
came out with this bullshit of the ape stock because
Mhm.
they were prohibited to issue new shares with the regular shares of AMC.
Hmm.
So they came up with this ape bonus or
I
whatever
know,
because
I
I
know.
told you.
Yep.
Do you remember? I told you they are going to
Yeah.
dilute using the ape, and that's what they did this week. So they announced the issuance of new shares of the ape, and they ended up diluting the shares of AMC that prevented the company from issuing new shares in order to raise capital. You see what
I
they did?
mean,
So
bunch of
these guys are criminals,
scumbags.
bro. They ended up diluting the shareholders of AMC. That's unbelievable. And the SEC remains in a coma.
A bunch of scumbags, man. It's just sad that a lot of people actually like sticking by this nonsense. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, good luck to them, I guess. Technically speaking, AMC, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. And about $10 by what time frame did she ask? By end of October, beginning November. To be honest with you, I can't give you a perfect time frame, but if market keeps pushing higher, I won't be surprised to see $3 pretty soon on AMD. So AMC technically, $3
Yeah,
on AMD will be fine as well. But still,
yeah. You guys also have to keep in mind that from a seasonality standpoint, until October 15, and this has been a very weird year, a very special year. Let's just put it that way. Until October 15, the markets usually go lower. From October 15 and until December 31st, we have the best season of the year for the bulls. Is that going to play out this year like most of the time? We don't know. And on top of that, you guys know that in November we have a midterm election. So the average performance of the markets once a midterm election is held until uh, December 31st is usually very positive. So if history happens to repeat itself, we might see an acceptable, a decent Santa Claus rally into December 31st. Is that going to actually happen this year? We don't know, but that's a possibility. So from a seasonality standpoint, guys, watch out for more downside until October 15. And from October 15 and on, if seasonality happens to repeat itself, we might see a unacceptable relief rally. Let's just put it that way. That might bring AMC back to $10. That could happen if we happen to
yeah,
see a
I
nice rally, right?
mean, that's going to be another lower high technically. So if they go all the way, so you can see a nice head and shoulders here as well. Look at
Yeah,
that size of that. Look at that size of this move. If this actually plays out, if you take the measured move, it's gonna put you all the way to $3 in AMC.
correct.
So it's like, to be honest, like good
Yeah,
luck to
just
whoever is holding this stock. I mean, I don't know with what conviction you guys are holding, but good luck. But if you want to trade this, watch out for $6 to act as some sort of support in the intermediate term, because that's the lows in May 2021. That's the short-term lows, the 52-week lows. In the short term, it was around $5.97. So if you want to take the trade over there, you can take it and you can trade the bounce. I guess
correct.
that's the good trade you can have.
So now we have Tesla over here. What about
Tesla,
Tesla, guys?
yes.
Let's go ahead and take a look at Tesla. The diluted ape, Cape Cod Breezy says. Yeah, that's what it is. Gerardo Sandoval, I'm still learning, but I use mainly 5 minute or 15 minute, not advanced to use 1 minute yet. That's fine, Gerardo. So use whatever works out for you. In my case,
Mhm.
the 1 day, 1 minute has been the time frame that has let me take the greater amount of successful day trades, so that I am sticking to it. But if you notice that you use the 5 minute chart or the 15-minute chart and it works out for you, then just keep on using it. It depends on whatever works out for you. Okay.
Exactly. So for Tesla, what do you see, Alva?
It is holding the 100-day moving average still, which
Mhm.
is hopeful for the bulls over there.
Mhm.
But if that 100-day moving average happens to be taken out, then we might see more downside. That's what I am seeing from here, right?
Yep. Um, I agree with it because we
That's
have
260
support.
bucks, I think, right? That 100
Uh,
DMA.
263.81, which
There you
also
go.
coincides with the support at 265.
Hmm.
Breaking under it, open stores for 254, and breaking under 254, open stores for 230-ish, I guess. That's the next low, which I got below 250.
Correct. So watch out for that 100 DMA, guys. It is going to be a very important spot for
Which is at
Tesla tomorrow. Yeah,
265. 265 to 263 range is important. Breaking under it, we can easily come down to 254 to the downside.
correct. Mario, can we go over what the Bank of England did so the guys can have an idea of what happened yesterday, the shit show of the Bank of England?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
it moved the markets yesterday for a fact,
very
for
much.
the wrong reasons, right? Obviously, right?
Mhm.
Because
To the
they have
upside, yeah.
they have an inflation problem and they are buying bonds. But
Mhm.
the problem over there was that they were about to get margin called, a bunch of pension
Yeah.
funds in the UK, which would have been a disaster. And on top
Mhm.
of that, we don't know if the risk is still out there. So that's very concerning, right? But the markets perceived that, or the algorithms were like, okay, we have an important central bank buying bonds. Let's go higher, you know? So quantitative easing is back. So it was like some sort of misreading from the algorithms. But what happened yesterday was very, but very concerning. And we don't know if this is if this is another uh, concerning issue that we have on the table, right? So can you please elaborate on that for the guys?
Technically, what happened is there is a longer term bonds, which we call UK gilts. All right. So that UK gilts is considered as one of the safest bonds ever because UK has never defaulted on their bond payments. So this gilts is actually considered as one of the safest investments in the UK. So what all these pension funds do is, since it's the safest investment out there, nothing can actually go wrong, right? The probability of this investment going wrong is very, very less. But that doesn't mean it won't go wrong.
It's very low,
So
correct?
that's exactly what happened. So what happened on morning of yesterday is there was literally no bias for UK gilts, no bias at all, because yields were pushing up and up and up. Pound was collapsing after that fiscal announcement, which was made by the UK government that they're gonna cut the taxes. They have to step in, and if they didn't do it, these banks, which actually has control over the pension funds of the old people, they don't have enough collateral to post for their margin. So if they just let it be, the banks, which was an $80 billion industry, would have just outright collapsed.
Yeah.
Because like there is no collateral, they don't have any collateral, they don't have any backup plan to do it. So Bank of England, they had to step in. I mean, they shouldn't have, but it's the life of common people we're talking about. But they have to. They did the damage control. I think it's only for 2 weeks. That's the plan for now. They're gonna.
It's
do
a
it for 2
temporary
weeks.
quantitative easing.
Temporary. Yep.
So what happened there, guys? So we had a bunch of pension funds holding the UK bonds or bonds from the United Kingdom, and since the prices of the bonds have felt so much, they were holding a big bag, and they were using margin in order to buy those bonds. So they were about to get margin called. Figure how how bad this situation could have gotten if the Bank of England hadn't stepped in. So we had a bunch of pension funds about to get a margin call because the bonds that they were investing in have lost a great portion of their value. So a very, very difficult situation over there. And the Bank of England had to step in. And most of the trading algorithms and investment algorithms are or were designed to react in a positive way whenever we have signs of any central bank providing liquidity to the markets, buying bonds. And that it was for the most part an algorithm reaction. But when you dig deep to take a look at what happened yesterday was very, very scary. And well, the Bank of England, the Bank of England had to step in, and obviously they are not going to remain buying bonds for a long time because they have an inflation issue. They just lower taxes. So unfortunately, Europe and England is a shit show as of now, and that's another fact of concern that we have on the table, obviously, right?
Something to keep an eye out for. A lot of bearish things which has been going on. If you're a trader, don't worry about any of these. Just focus on the price. If you're an investor, you've got to know every single one of these, and you got to keep an eye out for all these stuff. You got to be on top of it. At least stay updated on what's going on in the macro events. So,
correct.
That being said,
guys, we need to wrap it up. That's it. We have 1 minute left. I think that we should sign up for Zoom Premium or something like that, right?
Yes.
We're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for hanging out with us today. And I think we're going to be doing this every single Thursday, right, Mario? Can you do it?
We can do that.
Because I am going live for the guys on Tuesday, no, on Mondays. So we can go live for the guys on Thursday, okay? On Thursdays.
So for next Thursday, we'll be good with premium. So we'll go live for hours and hours for you guys, right?
Yeah, for the as long as necessary. So take care, guys. See you on Monday and see you in the main chat. Bye bye. Take care. Enjoy the
Take
rest of your day. Bye
care.
bye.